Are you ready?
Ready as I'm going to be. I'm going to turn my camera off so they don't see me squinting at the
Wait,
screen.
I think I share or broadcast.
Yep.
Are we live?
You're live.
Hello. Hi, everyone, for joining. My name is Taylor Kruger. I'm the home ownership counselor for the Northern Oregon coast at Adair Homes. Thanks for joining us today. We're going to be looking at one of my recent builds in Manzanita. It was our Arcadia West model.
And Taylor, before we get started, hello, I'm Wes Roberts. I'm the regional sales manager for Oregon. And as we go along, please use the chat function only and not the Q&A function. We're only monitoring the chat function. It's a little easier to monitor than the Q&A function. So any questions you have, feel free to type them into the chat function. I'll be monitoring that as Taylor is walking you through the home. Enjoy our virtual open house. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. So if you ever visit our website, this was a really fun project because if you visit our website, we usually have this perfect section called Investor Faves, and that's what we did in this situation. I was working with some real estate investors, and they owned a lot in Manzanita Meadows, and they went ahead and did our Arcadia West model. If you scroll down, here's kind of an initial snapshot of the floor plan. And this is the exact layout that they went with. They decided to use the Traditions exterior to give you an idea. So it looks just like this. And we're going to do a video walkthrough.
Hey, Taylor, can you go ahead and make the screen full size? We have somebody that already popped into our Q&A, and I'm not sure that we don't, I'm not sure if they're presenting screens on full size.
Is that a little bit better? Hopefully it is. So it's just showing the initial entrance. They've got to choose their paint colors. It turned out really beautiful. I'll stop it right here real quick and just kind of point out. So since these were investors, they did several upgrades, not necessarily the Taj Mahal or a ton of upgrades because their sole purpose was to kind of flip it right away, right? But you can see here as you enter, they did a really nice laminate floor all the way through. And we did some really nice upgrade finishes to their kitchen. And this is an initial bedroom or den, kind of when you walk in, right off the left-hand side there. They did some Craftsman trim around the floors, and then we did a sill and apron on their windows. So you'll notice that throughout as well. In the kitchen here, they really wanted the whole space to kind of flow. And obviously, you know, we just did our standard stainless steel. I'm hoping that there's a little bit of video footage later on that kind of shows their covered patio, optional upgrade. So we went ahead and upgraded their cabinets to an ebony stain, and we upgraded their cabinet holes, and they did a really nice quartz countertop with an undermount stainless sink, and then we did a full height backsplash. We also upgraded their pendant lights over the kitchen island there. The can lights in the kitchen come standard. And now we're going to kind of take you through the rest of the home. We kind of kept some things standard in here. So the utility room, we went with one of our sheet vinyl flooring in the utility room. And then we upgraded the carpets in the bedrooms. Same Craftsman trim and Craftsman sill and apron. And they did some nice upgrade features to their bathrooms. So we did the standard flooring, but you'll notice we did the rectangle kind of contemporary undermount sink and satin nickel finishes. And we kind of made sure that the quartz, the countertops, and the finishes match the kitchen, so it flows really nice. And this is great because it kind of shows off what we can get with minimal upgrades. And it's, you know, it looks beautiful, it flows really nice. And their whole goal here was to kind of build a good, high quality home. Because two things I forgot to mention, all the builds in my area, we're going to include 2 packages. We're going to have a wind exposure category package and an anti-corrosive package. So all that means is that the quality of construction, it's going to be built to withstand the high wind and the sea, the salt air.
Hey, Taylor.
Yeah.
Sure. One question as you pause the video here. First, folks, I know some of you joined a little bit later, but please use the chat function only because that it's easier for me to monitor just one of them, especially when the questions get rolling. But we do have one in the Q&A that says you mentioned upgrading the kitchen cabinets. What is the standard cabinet stains? Customer wants to know wood or stain. So
we have 6 or 7 standard cabinet combinations. So I have like 4 door styles that come standard, and then 6 or 7 specific stains that all come standard. So this particular one back in the kitchen, it was an ebony stain. So that was the only upgrade, was that it was a specialty stain.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where even though it was an upgrade, you know, it's not necessarily an astronomical upgrade because we still had a standard door. It was just the stain that was special. It looks like my video is struggling a little bit here, but the most exciting part about this from an equity standpoint is, I know I can't give details per se, but just in a round ballpark figure, I can say that these investors, they went ahead and listed it right after construction was complete. And there was about a $200,000 difference between our, you know, what it took to build the house itself versus when they went ahead and listed it. So, and this was a really nice community in Manzanita Meadows. And just to see that equity position and that profit that they could potentially get from building with us was pretty amazing. And here my video kind of got stuck on their outdoor patio. That was an upgrade. It's a really nice covered patio space. And it kind of matches the neighboring homes that kind of have, you know, an outdoor patio space as well. So it doesn't look, you know, out of place. And it turned out really nice. Looks like I'm having some video issues here, but that's okay. We got to see the bulk of the home. I also want to double check that I didn't forget some of the upgrades they did. We talked about the satin nickel finish. I forgot to mention we did vault their living area when we first walked in and first entered the home. So we did a nice little vault right there. And the flooring, all of our flooring is going to be Shaw. It's laminate. So everything's going to be Shaw, but those upgrades, right? They got to save a lot of money by not necessarily doing the Taj Mahal with LVP or hardwood, but we went with a really nice laminate and it flowed really well. I'm going to switch screens here real quick. There we go. Okay, so kind of going back to our floor plan. So whenever we sit down to do a design meeting, this is kind of what it looks like on paper, right? Before we actually get into construction. So we started out with Arcadia West. We kind of get to go through here and pick out our options. So we went with the Traditions elevation. They picked out a vault. And a patio cover. they didn't pick out all the possible upgrades, but this is a really nice like front fun front sheet because you get to pick a lot of the standard upgrade options that you might be interested in. And then we can make any and all red line changes to this as well. Now, because this was an investor home, obviously we didn't go all out and make a ton of custom changes from an equity standpoint, but we still had the nice windows, the layout worked. It was perfect for that neighborhood. They didn't need to make a ton of custom changes. Here's that patio cover that they had and the vault area that they went ahead and did as well. And they went ahead and did the Traditions elevation. So it kind of, you know, this is what it would look like on paper before we got to see the finished product. And even their kitchen cabinet layout. Okay, Wes, was there any other questions I could help answer?
None that have come in. And one question that just came in, is that option sheet online?
It's not. I can easily provide it though, with any initial meetings with me and or via email. We have that same sheet. We kind of go through that same design process for every floor plan. It's going to have similar and different options, but every one of our floor plans has that. So if there's anyone, either tight budget or anyone that is interested in learning a little bit more about those investor favorites and the equity and the profit possibilities, I'd love to chat with you.
Hi, Taylor. Question just came in about all the homes having ductless heating. Do you want to explain our heating options, choices, and probably why we have ductless in a coastal home?
Yeah, well, a few different reasons. Everyone's a little bit different, right? Because this was an investor home, yeah, they went ahead and went with the mini split. I'm sure you saw the header there in the great room. They did that a couple different reasons. One, it's the coast, right? So a lot of times it doesn't get all that hot, right? We don't always need AC. And this was an investor home, so the mini split option worked great. Our standard HVAC systems, though, are the actual furnace heat pump option, which does include AC. So everyone's a little bit different on kind of their wants and must-haves and their HVAC system, but we're flexible and there's different options.
One more, another question coming in, Taylor. What was the cost for this home as it is? Finishes just give us the exact cost of the home.
When this one came in, it was just under 200,000. And when I went ahead online, when was this? I want to say it was maybe 3 months ago. I know that it was an escrow. I don't know what it finally closed on. I'd have to go look, but I know they listed it for just under 400,000. So.
All right, I have another question, and we're going to give folks, we're going to give you information at the end of the sort of who to contact if you're in different areas other than the Lincoln City area, which are Lincoln City area. Go ahead, Taylor, tell them what you cover in the Lincoln City area. Anything outside that area, we'll give you contact information at the end.
Yeah, definitely. So my particular build area is going to be as far north as Nehalem, Manzanita area, and then as far south as Yachats. I also go inland just slightly in sort of the Grand Ronde, Willamina area. For any and all other contact information, feel free to hit our website, www.adairhomes.com. And then my direct line for my Lincoln City office here is 541-283-4072. And so if you're interested at all in that coastal range between Nehalem and Yachats, I'm definitely your contact person. And I kind of scanned over it a little bit quickly, but again, in my build area, it is going to include a high wind exposure C package and an anti-corrosive package. And really that just talks about all your windows, exterior doors, garage doors being automatically upgraded to premium to withstand the high wind. And then our anti-corrosive package just involves all roof flashing to be stainless steel, plumbing vents, bathroom vents, roof vents to be plastic, all roofing and siding nails to be stainless steel. There's kind of a long paragraph verbiage for that. But it's basically just so we're not going to build you a rot box that's going to look terrible in a couple of years, just in this coastal environment. That's just something that's kind of unique to this build area versus our other branches.
One more question, Taylor. What kind of options can you get with the kitchen cabinets, such as pull-out drawers?
Yeah, no, we can do it. We can definitely do it. I've done pull-out pantries, which are really neat. The spice rack, wine racks. It's extremely customizable. We can have the cutting boards, a specific cabinet for cookie sheets, that kind of stuff. Yeah, super flexible and customizable. Like I said, this was a unique virtual open house because it was kind of an investor project, right? So you're not going to get to see all the bells and whistles. They kept it pretty standard, and they kind of just upgraded the things that they knew were going to help them sell it, right? But yes, we could have customized a lot more in this home or this kitchen if they had still wanted to.
Another one, Taylor, that we want to answer in person. How long does it take? Because this one is variable. How long does it take from close of escrow to keys in hand? You could touch on that one.
I normally tell everyone that I work with, from the day that we're actually filling this out and we're going through that design meeting and we're ordering your home, I need at least 8 to 10 months. And construction time is less than that, obviously. A lot of it is getting through the jurisdictional requirements and getting permits approved, right? So my two biggest counties are going to be Tillamook and Lincoln for the most part. And so they usually have a 4 to 6 week permit approval process, and then drafting the plans. But yes, in a nutshell, 8 to 10 months.
Okay. One other question that came through. Do I need to request the option sheets directly from you at your website? And I know there's a couple different ways we can get those.
This one in particular, this one that I have up here, honestly, the easiest way to get that is just reach out to me directly. Yeah, because I'll be able to get those from our system. I don't think these are even online necessarily. You're gonna, yeah. So feel free to give me a call or shoot me an email. Easiest way, 541-283-4072. And I'll be able to provide those, no problem.
Okay, one more question coming in. A standard door package for exterior. I think that we should just talk about the kind of the overall door package, because it is it's just one of those ones that takes a little bit of a conversation.
The front door?
They just wanted to, their question is a standard door package, yes, for exterior door.
Oh, yeah. Well, for the most part, it depends on the elevation of the house. First off, right? So whether we do classic, traditions, or signature. So you see how the classic is just going to be our 6-panel, no windows necessarily. But in our traditions, you see we kind of add the little additional windows there. And it's actually easier to find if we did like a Craftsman elevation. just find one of these ones that I know. You'll see our front door changes with this as well. So if you did a Craftsman, it's kind of hard to see, but your entire door changes. But outside of that, we have a ton of different front door, exterior door options. Almost endless, honestly, through our vendor. So the exterior front doors, it's going to be dependent on the elevation that you first choose, but from there you can customize it. Sky's the limit. And you'll notice a lot of the plans come with a side light, either on one side or both sides. Just kind of depends on the floor plan.
I may have forgot to ask this one, Taylor. What was the square footage of the home?
The Arcadia West, yeah, it's 1485. So just under sort of 1,500 square feet there. Another important thing to point out is that just these investor faves, I believe the Arcadia West is also under my narrow floor plan. If you are looking to build anywhere on the coast, a lot of my lots can be narrow. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that, see, the Arcadia West is listed under here too. It's just that unless we're out with acreage or, inland a little bit, a lot of my oceanfront or near the coastline are going to be narrow. So it's kind of good to stick with sort of our narrower floor plans, which you can also easily find. Instead of going to investor faves, you just select the narrow lot and it'll pop these up.
Okay, let me cruise questions real quick. I don't see any additional ones coming in. So just to close this out, folks, any information that if you want to, I handle the branches in Oregon, which our Oregon branches are located in Aurora, Lincoln City, Redmond, Eugene, and Medford. But of course, we have 34 branches across the Great Northwest in Washington, Oregon, and Idaho, and 3 branches in Arizona. If you need to contact any of the branches other than the information Taylor gave you for the Lincoln City branch, I think I've seen one from someone in Spokane on the question. Best way to do that is go to www.adairhomes.com. And you can do a live chat through there, as well as get branch number information, so you can call the branch directly. All our branch locations are in our website, and you can also get our number to our online home consultants at our corporate office in Vancouver to give them a call, and they can chat with you and give you a little more direct information than we're able to give you over a virtual tour. We're a little kind of limited on time and resources, but they can certainly give you that information, and they can certainly set you up with an appointment at your local branch for your build area.
Thanks, Wes.
Let's check Q&A. We have a few people using that. So one customer wants to know exterior material coast upgrade. I think we kind of covered that a little bit, but if you can cover, Taylor, I would think exposure C and anti-corrosive.
And the siding itself, all the exterior products are always going to be hardy for the most part. It's going to be a hardy product, which is the best. The concrete siding, the fire resistant, it's good stuff. And that's just for all of our builds, not just the coast, and then, yeah, my specific ones, the high wind and the anti-corrosive, stainless steel, everything.
All righty. Okay. All right, I think we can hold on a second. Our virtual appointments available. So the next question is, for the branch appointments, are virtual appointments available, or do I need to go in person?
We can do them virtual. We do Zoom appointments all the time.
Just like we're doing right now. We're doing this. It's the same. We use the same format, same everything. It's through Zoom. You know, we've been doing, of course, since March, we've been doing a lot of virtual appointments, and they're working well for us.
Yes, and it helps to get a better idea of your specific situation, right? And what kind of project and floor plan and location and all that fun stuff. And we can kind of hone in on what's most important for you and your build. So yeah, those Zoom appointments are really awesome.
Hey, Dan, let's touch real quick on the customization process, changes to the floor plan. I got a question in that says someone asked a good question if we'd be able to switch floor plans. If she could touch base on that. So I'm not quite sure what that question related to, but let's go through the custom process and changes to a floor plan. Say they don't like this setup and they want to make some changes and switch some things around, kind of how our charges work on that.
Yeah, so few different ways. Back to that paper form. Here, let me share my screen again. A few different ways. The first is when we do kind of in our process, after a free site evaluation, after site development stuff, and you come in and we have a design meeting. If we already know that there's quite a few major changes we want to make, we're going to take a red drafting pen and we're going to actually mark all over this, and we're going to mark any and all kind of changes. It could be sort of smaller stuff like swapping out a window for French doors or adding windows. Say we want another window on this bedroom here. Say we want a tiled shower instead of and we just kind of mark that over here, or anything. We are a custom home builder, so there's very few things that we're unable to do, right? We can't do spiral staircases, and I can't build on pilings over the ocean, like a piling foundation system. But as far as the changes, we can make any and all that you're typically looking to make. We do have a change fee just for the first 5 changes, but then we cap it at 5. So I usually tell folks if we already know we want to make a ton, it kind of behooves you to keep going to get what you really want, because we're not going to keep nickel and diming you after the first 5. The other option is, and it happens a lot on the coast, mostly because of the topography of the lots, but we do custom homes as well. So that could be daylight basements or a garage under, or a plan that you drew on a napkin and brought in, or drew up yourself and emailed over to me. So we can also do custom homes as well. So ton of flexibility with changes and modifications. And honestly, it's a lot of fun because, our floor plans are great, especially the way they are for investors and quick flips, or even just having multiple homes and rental properties. But once we get into stuff, if it's a retirement dream home, it can become a ton of fun making and modifying it and kind of making it truly unique and truly yours.
All right, and I will add a little bit to that. As we go through and you're making changes to a floor plan, we have Taylor touched on the design fees. And those design fees are roughly about $250 a change, with a cap of $1,500. So as she said, if you're going to make 5, you might have 10. There's no additional charge to that. However, there are engineering fees that are associated with some changes, particularly with adding windows and moving windows because of shear and things like that. And our engineering fees generally cap out at $1,750. There are 3 paths that we can do, and Taylor touched on this with our custom path, and I have seen a few questions on this. So our standard plan obviously is our most economical plan. The plan that you are looking at on the screen right now is our most economical plan. It's going to be the most cost effective for you. This plan with a few changes is going to be the most cost effective. The reason being is we know exactly how many nails, we know everything about this plan, and we've executed this plan so many times. There is no room for error. Now with minor changes, we do add the engineering and the design fees, because those are some changes that we're not, we're not sure of exactly the costs of those. So that's the most economical route to go. Now you can take this floor plan and you can move the garage to the back, and you can move or you add a bathroom and do other things to it. And we call that our highly customized Adair plan. And that's our second route. That requires a $1,000 deposit because we're kind of going into a customized route. Now, as Taylor mentioned, you can bring us in your own drawing. Say you don't like any of our 47 floor plans that are online. You can bring us in your own home drawing, and we have the ability to do that custom plan. The deposit for that plan is $3,000. We hold a design meeting with the customer. We get everything that the customer wants, and then we go ahead and we draft that plan. So those are our three routes that we go, and obviously our full custom route. It's a beautiful route to go, and we do some very nice homes. It's not our most economical because we are designing something that we've never built before. So if you're looking from an economy standpoint, taking the plan, a plan that you see online of our 47 plans, and making changes to that plan is usually the most economical route to go and our best value.
Well said.
All right. And I think the questions have stopped rolling in, Taylor. So I'll give everybody the www.adairhomes.com. Very simple. Adair is spelled Adair. And you go there, you can find all the information, all the contact information you need for any of our branches company-wide. Again, you can enter into a live chat with one of our online home consultants. We also provide a number to call into our online home consultants. So it's a great resource to go to. And if you're not building at the coast, that's our best avenue to go with. With that, I'd like to thank everybody for attending today. Taylor, great presentation. And everybody have a great weekend, a great rest of your day today.
Thank you.